Daniel cell. It's a type of galvanic cell or voltaic cell. It's a device which is used for the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy. The first voltaic cell that was made was Daniel cell. Construction of Daniel cell. Daniel cell consists of two electrodes. First one is zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate solution. This is the zinc sulfate solution in which zinc rod is dipped. Second one is copper rod dipped in copper sulfate solution. This is the copper sulfate solution in which copper rod is dipped. The two electrodes are connected externally with the help of metal wire. These two electrodes are connected with the copper wire with the help of voltmeter. And the two solutions are connected by a salt bridge. This is the salt bridge. The two solutions are connected by this salt bridge. Here is the total construction of Daniel cell. Zinc rod dipped in zinc sulfate solution and copper rod is dipped in copper sulfate solution. These two electrodes are connected with the help of metal wire. In between that, one voltmeter is connected. And the two solutions are connected by salt bridge, which is a U-tube shaped containing inert electrolyte. This is the total construction of Daniel cell. What happens when the circuit is closed in the Daniel cell? At zinc electrode, which is acting as anode, zinc undergoes oxidation into Zn2 plus, leaving behind 2 electrons on the electrode. At copper electrode, which is acting as a cathode, copper undergoes reduction, that is Cu2 plus 2 takes 2 electrons and it is reduced to copper. Zinc electrode, which is acting as a anode. Here oxidation takes place. Zn undergoes oxidation into Zn2 plus 2 electrons. At copper electrode, which is acting as a cathode, copper 2 plus ion takes 2 electrons and it is reduced to copper. If you look at the overall reaction, cancel the common term. We have 2 electrons on the right side and 2 electrons on the left side, that will be cancels with each other. The overall reaction is Zn plus Cu2 plus gives Zn2 plus Cu. This is the overall reaction which is taking place in the Daniel cell. The very important thing that is to be remembered is zinc electrode is called anode because oxidation takes place at this electrode and it is negative. Copper electrode is called cathode because reduction takes place at this electrode and it is positive. This is the very important thing you have to remember in galvanic cell, that is oxidation takes place at anode and reduction takes place at cathode. Salt bridge. It is an inverted U-tube containing inert electrolyte such as KCl or KNO3 dissolved in agar-agar gel. What is the role of salt bridge? It completes the circuit and it maintains the electrical neutrality. And the third one is it maintains the liquid-liquid junction potential, or it minimizes the liquid-liquid junction potential. Remember, which is one of the very important thing, Daniel cell is a galvanic cell, but all the galvanic cells are not Daniel cell. Here you should consider one thing. Daniel cell is constructed by taking zinc electrode in zinc sulfate and copper electrode in copper sulfate. That we call it as a Daniel cell. It is a galvanic cell. But galvanic cell can be constructed by taking any two electrodes. That's why Daniel cell is a galvanic cell, but all the galvanic cells are not a Daniel cell. Daniel cell constructed only by taking zinc in zinc sulfate and copper in copper sulfate solution. Now we will discuss how to represent given galvanic cell. How cells are formed? Cells are formed by joining two electrodes. We know that cell is made up of two electrons. Here is the one example, that is Daniel cell. It is made up of zinc electrode, which is acting as anode, and copper electrode, which is acting as cathode. Note point: combination of any two electrodes constitute galvanic cell. The electrode with greater tendency to go into a solution by liberating electron act as anode, and the other one with a higher tendency to get deposited act as a cathode. In a Daniel cell, zinc electrode is anode and copper electrode is cathode. So how to represent the cell? In order to represent a cell, always we should write left side oxidation reaction and right side reduction reaction. Oxidation takes place left side at anode and right side reduction takes place and it is cathode. Here is the representation. Left side anode, on which oxidation takes place. Zn undergoes oxidation into Zn2 plus, and right side we should write the cathodic reaction, that is reduction reaction, Cu2 plus reduced to Cu, and these two are connected by a salt bridge which is shown as double bar. This is the representation of Daniel cell. Galvanic cell can be easily remembered as LOAN, LOAN. You can observe here, which is written in the red color letters. L means left and O means oxidation, A means anode, N means negative. Always left oxidation and it is anode and it is negative. Right side it is reduction and it is cathode and it will be having positive charge. Let's consider some questions on galvanic cell. Depict the galvanic cell in which the following reaction takes place. Here Zn plus 2Ag plus gives Zn2 plus 2Ag. This is the reaction. Further, show which electrode is negatively charged. Second one, the carriers of current in the cell. Third one is individual reaction at the electrode. So these are the questions which we have to answer. For all these things, what we need first is cell representation. So what is cell representation? We know that left side we should write oxidation, right side we should write reduction. And we can write like this: Zn, which is undergoing oxidation, that's why left side Zn2 plus, and right side Ag plus to Ag, which is a reduction, and you should write 2 bar which represent a salt bridge. This is how we should write cell representation. From this we can answer all the questions. The first question is, which electrode is negatively charged? As we have explained, the electrode on which the oxidation takes place is negatively charged. Here zinc undergoes oxidation, that's why zinc is negatively charged electrode. The second one is the carriers of current in the cell. Here zinc undergoes oxidation and it loses 2 electrons, that's why that electrons are the carriers of current, or they are the charge carriers. The third question is individual reaction at the electrode. Here we have oxidation and reduction. Oxidation takes place at anode and the reduction takes place at cathode. Here the first one is anode. Here the oxidation takes place. Zinc undergoes oxidation into Zn2 plus 2 electrons. At cathode, reduction takes place, that is Ag plus takes 1 electron and it is giving Ag. This is the individual reaction which is taking place at anode and cathode. Second question is, write the cell reaction of the cell Mg bar Mg2 plus double bar Al3 plus bar Al and write the cell reaction. Here first we should consider the cell representation. The cell representation is Mg, it undergoes oxidation into Mg2 plus, and at the cathode reduction takes place, Al3 plus undergoes reduction into Al. From this we can have the solution for this particular question. At anode, oxidation takes place and it is called as oxidation half cell reaction. At anode, Mg undergoes oxidation into Mg2 plus and it loses 2 electrons. At cathode, reduction takes place and it is called as reduction half cell reaction. Here, Al3 plus takes 3 electrons and it is reduced to Al. In order to have the overall reaction, the electron lost during the oxidation and electron gained during the reduction should be balanced. To balance this electrons, we should multiply equation 1, that is Mg undergoes oxidation into Mg2 plus into some integers. Look at here, for the first reaction I will multiply by 3 and for the second reaction I will multiply by 2 in order to balance the electrons on both the sides. Now we can add these two reactions because for the first reaction I have multiplied by 3. So 3 into 2 electrons, 6 electron. For the second equation I have multiplied by 2, 2 into 3 electron, that is also 6. That's why the electrons are balanced. Now we have to add these two reactions. Right hand side you add right hand side and left hand side you add left hand side. So cancels the common term, that is 6 electrons get cancels there, and now the overall reaction is 3 Mg plus 2 Al3 plus gives 3 Mg2 plus 2L. This is the overall cell reaction taking place. Third question. For the cell reaction, Fe plus Cu2 plus gives Fe2 plus Cu. Write the representation of the cell. So while going for the solution, you should know one thing. You should write left side oxidation reaction and right side reduction reaction. Here is the solution. First we have to write left side. At anode, the oxidation takes place, that is Fe undergoes oxidation into Fe2 plus. And then right side, cathodic reaction where the reduction takes place, that is Cu2 plus undergoes reduction into Cu. And these two are connected by a salt pitch which is represented as 2 bar. This is how the cell can be represented.